Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are going to make a bougie ring today. This is going to be a really fun project because we are going to be cutting gold and then we're going to be inlaying in shredded cash into the gold channel and some glow. So the end result should look really, really cool and have a really bougie feel to it. So the first step is I have a parting tool hooked up on the lathe and we're gonna just kind of create a channel. We're gonna groove into the gold. I'm catching the chips of the gold down below. We're gonna create our own channel that we're gonna be able to use to inlay. All right, so now that we have the channel, we have it the right dimensions, the right width, everything's perfect about it. Now we're gonna inlay some glow. And what we're gonna do is gonna inlay the glow so that it backlights up through the rest of the inlay. All right, now we're moving over to the shredded cash. This is shredded cash, legally shredded by the Treasury of the United States, so I'm not committing any felonies here. We're just going to cut it up a little further so that it works really well for our inlaying process because these big strands make it a little bit more difficult. One other thing to note is if you look at any dollar bills or anything like that, any money, there's always different colors on there. It's not all just green. And so what I'm trying to do is pick out the best pieces, the pieces that I think are going to look the best in the inlay. All right, so now that we have them all cut up, I'm going to inlay each little piece of shredded cash into the groove. And I'm going to hand set them because I want them to look a certain way when the whole ring is all done. So I'm going to take the time to hand set each little piece in its place, solidify it down with adhesive, and then move to the next part until it's all completely inlaid. Slowly but surely, we're going to get this all done. Again, I'm wanting to take a little extra time just to make sure that this is done right and that I'm really, really happy with the result. We're inlaying into gold, and so it just kind of makes sense to take a little extra time to do it right and make it really, really look nice. Now, if you remember back to when we were milling the ring and we were actually cutting the groove and I said I was saving the little chips, this is what we're doing with them now is we are also inlaying them into the shredded cash. So I'm taking all those little chips and I'm inlaying them back in. So it's going to be glow, gold chips, and shredded cash. All right, so now we have that done. We got to knock down all these high spots. And as you can see, it just kind of looks really gross right now. It will look pretty, don't worry. But for right now, it's just gonna kind of look rough until we get this rough down and then we can go through a sanding and polishing process. All right, for the sanding and polishing part, we're gonna take it up several grits. We're gonna start with a heavy grit and work our way up to a more fine grit and put a nice polish on it so you can kind of see the shredded cash through the adhesive, and then the glow down below will also glow up through it. So I'm doing this part by hand because I want to make sure I don't go deep into the channel. I want to just go right above it, and slowly but surely as I get it more polished, it becomes level with the gold. I don't want it to be dipped down too far. I don't want to create a dome. So I'm going to just go little by little by little and really pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm using water to keep it cool and then also to clean the sandpaper. Just kind of makes the process a little bit more efficient. All right, now my favorite part. If you've watched any of our previous videos, and anytime I get to do any beveling, I get a little excited about it. I love chamfers, I love bevels. And so we're gonna put a nice 45-degree chamfer or bevel on this ring, and it's going to be really beautiful because when I cut it, we're going to have this nice little string chip of gold coming off of the lathe. It's really, really, really cool looking. All right, now that I have it beveled, we're gonna move to our next step, and that is polishing. Fortunately, when we were beveling, we used nice sharp bits and everything went smooth. We ended up with a nice gloss finish actually, so we can go straight into the polishing process from here. We're taking up the polish with 3 stages of polish. One is a rough polish, next is a medium, and finally we have a mirror polish. We want this thing to sparkle. And there we have it. So let's pull this off. This is the outside. We're not done yet, but we have the outside. You can see how the cash is shredded, and you can see through the adhesive. It just looks really, really cool. But as you remember, we haven't done the inside yet. So I'm gonna put some electrical tape on the outside. It's just gonna create a buffer and to protect the outside. And then you guessed it, I get to do my favorite thing. I get to chamfer and bevel the inside. So we moved it to the inside of the jaws. I've got the cutter set up to chamfer, and I'm just gonna take a little bit off the inside. We're gonna chamfer, but we're actually gonna turn this more into a rounded chamfer because it's gonna feel more like a comfort fit on the inside, just so it's a little more comfortable to wear. All right, so just like we did on the outside, we're gonna sand and polish the gold on the inside. Fortunately, we don't have any composites paired with this, so it's just a gold polish. So it means a little less water is needed, and we can just kind of groove through it because it's all one solid material on the inside. Inside's done. Let's pull off the tape and see how it looks. And there it is. It's all done. I'm so excited about it. Look how amazing it looks. I'm so excited to wear this. And you got to check out the glow shot. It looks incredible. These are available right now on our website. You can find the link to them in the description below, or just head to patrick8airdesigns.com. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money!